Another day, another platform fighter. And now that Smash has wound down, everyone wants a piece of the pie. Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl was a delightful palate cleanser from a familiar developer who wanted to focus on competitive play. And despite the game's issues, it's fun, but it could have really thrived from a larger budget. There's something about the lack of voices or guttural grunts that just makes the game feel a little bit empty. And I think that's where Warner Brothers saw opportunity and ran with it. Introducing MultiVersus, the Warner Brothers platform fighter that allows them to flex their ginormous library of IPs outside of a Space Jam sequel. For real, the roster potentially is actually pretty crazy considering what Warner Brothers actually owns. And as we've done in the past for Smash and Nick All-Star Brawl, I'm here to beg you to subscribe to my channel because 500,000 subs is a very real possibility right now. Here's my wish list for characters I would love to join the MultiVersus cast. And let me know yours down in the comment section so we can argue about it. Number 1, Space Ghost.
I can't wait to be a big TV star, eh, Blip?
Listen, I'm not here to talk about the original Space Ghost cartoon, but the Adult Swim gem that is Space Ghost Coast to Coast.
Whoa! Look who's here, young people! It's none other than Duke Fartknocker.
It's a show that I definitely watched when I was younger, but didn't really understand until I was older. What does that have to do with Space Ghost's potential moveset in a platform fighting video game? Nothing. However, I've always loved his design and his power bands that give him a number of beam-like attacks. So wait, hang on a second. So I was referencing a superheroes wiki when making this list, and there's this hilarious typo that says his power bands grant him a wide variety of bean-based attacks. And I just wanted to bring that into the public eye because the thought of having a power band that shoots beans amuses me. And I wonder how long until it gets fixed. Let me come clean. When I watched the MultiVersus trailer, I completely forgot that characters like Shaggy and Tom and Jerry were both Hanna-Barbera characters, but now that I completely remembered that on my own without the help of the YouTube comment section, it makes sense that Space Ghost is a possibility. Or Brack, or Zorak, or all of them. Number 2, Marceline.
Sorry, I don't treat you like a goddess. Is that what you want me to do?
Can we all agree that Marceline is an S-tier Adventure Time character? I love me some Adventure Time, and I remember being excited for the show when they were first advertising it up until the premiere. I've since fallen off. I haven't seen a bunch of later episodes, but I've always been a fan of Marceline. I also have this little framed picture of Marceline and PB in my office, and I just think she'd be a cool character with some cool music-based attacks. Also, I feel like Adventure Time is a more recent pool that they can pull from, and I'm actually going to continue to add on that with my next pick, which is 3, Ice King, who could also be a cool character.
Humor is the highest form of intelligence.
Well, hey, it's something funny.
Plus, we need a villain from Adventure Time. But I just think I want Warner Brothers to get Tom Kenny to voice act in MultiVersus just to show what Nick All-Star Brawl could have been. That's it. Ice attacks, I don't know. Gunther assist. Number 4, Ed, Edd, and Eddy.
That's my horse!
It's your horse! It's your horse!
If Ed, Edd, and Eddy doesn't get into this game in some form, at some point, I will eat a hat. Here's the thing, though. I have a few picks that are groups of 3 characters that would all be hilarious as like a Pokemon trainer clone. Like tagging between the 3 Eds would be a lot of fun. Although if they had to go with only one, I think Ed might be the best shot given the raw meme power. That's up in the same circle as Ultra Instinct Shaggy. He's also like kind of the fighter of the 3, even though Eddie's the angry one. Some other cool ideas would be using the other 2 Eds for assists or like throwing jawbreakers. I don't know, there's a lot of potential with these suburban cul-de-sac kids. Number 5, Scorpion. So, Warner Brothers owns NetherRealm Studios, and Shaggy has already made an appearance in the Mortal Kombat animated movie's intro, so this crossover already kind of exists. But the question of putting a character like Scorpion up against characters like Tom and Jerry when Mortal Kombat is a notoriously violent video game might be out of the question for Warner Brothers. I think a character like Sub-Zero might be a bit of a safer pick, or Johnny Cage. And speaking of Johnny Cage, I also did not realize that the Shaggy costume with the sunglasses in the reveal trailer was actually a Bruce Lee tribute and not Johnny Cage, so I apologize for that. I'm not the biggest Bruce Lee fan, but it clicked after you guys corrected me, and boy, did you correct me. Regardless, I would love to see Mortal Kombat happen in some shape or form. Number 6, Powerpuff Girls.
Why
shouldn't you put a toaster in a bathtub full of water?
Because your toast would get soggy.
Another trio of characters that could somehow be combined, but I feel like the Powerpuff Girls would operate kind of the same. So I think the best way to tackle this would be just to make Blossom, Bubbles, and Buttercup 3 different skins or alts, and the character model is virtually the same, which isn't the case for characters like Ed, and Eddie, but being that the Powerpuff Girls are superheroes, I figure they'll fit right in. Just not the live-action Powerpuff Girls show. To be truthful, I don't even remember if that aired already, and I don't care, but I know it's bad. Number 7. Literally anyone from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, but preferably Baron Zeppeli.
In fine, is tonight the night that I go to my grave?
I don't know, I'm not that far into JoJo's, but I can finally say that I started watching it, and I understand some of the references that are just strewn about the internet all willy-nilly. Everything is a JoJo reference, and I kind of get it now. But Baron Zeppeli's the GOAT, or at least he is so far. I don't know who else would be cool to have in this game since they're all kind of over the top. Joseph is also cool, I think. I don't know, I stopped watching for a bit because I started Attack on Titan, but I'm sure you, the educated viewers, will have some better suggestions as to which JoJo characters would belong in MultiVersus. Let me just explain that the reason why we can have a JoJo character is because Warner Brothers owns JoJo's Bizarre Adventure in Japan, I think? Number 8, the Animaniacs.
There's a lot of pressure on our first lines. Wait, don't. Make sure it's good first.
Another trio, but this is a big one. Animaniacs is the anti-Looney Tunes. Not to mention the resurgence in the last year with Animaniacs actually coming back. I think they're primed for MultiVersus. I watched a little bit of the Animaniacs reboot, but it's like they never left. I think the appeal is that they work well in any setting because they touch on current events. Not that it matters for a platform fighter, but it's one of the reasons they were able to seamlessly bring them back in the first place. They're big on breaking the fourth wall. They were like, oh yeah, we were locked in a tower for like 15 years or I don't know, however it started. I think they fall somewhere in between the Powerpuff Girls and Ed, and Eddie where they're not exact clones of each other, but they're also not far off from the same model. But if I had to pick one, I gotta go with my boy Wacko. Number 9, Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
Carl, hey!
Good morning, Carl.
Yeah, it is a good morning there, little man. It's 3 in the morning.
More trios. I would prefer Master Shake over Meatwad and Frylock, but any of the 3 would be cool. Meatwad can shapeshift and pull some kind of weird, like, Mr. Game & Watch, Octopus, Final Smash or something. Frylock's got eye lasers. Master Shake could, yeah. Anyway, I've spent so many nights in college watching Aqua Teen Hunger Force because this is pre-Netflix or any streaming services at all, really. And I just had Adult Swim on every night like clockwork. It was either that or I was playing Brawl. But I think Master Shake could be funny. I think there's potential funny movesets there because Aqua Teen Hunger Force is just such a ridiculous show. And I think there's a movie coming out. They released a movie, which I saw in theaters and I just don't remember it at all. But there is another movie that's coming out in 2022, allegedly. My final pick, since 10 seems like a good number for viewer retention, is Godzilla, aka the King of Monsters. Now, truthfully, I'm a King Kong boy for obvious reasons, but Godzilla would be badass assuming he's not too big for this game. You know, because sometimes characters can't get on the roster because they're considered too big. And I could see Godzilla kind of operating like Reptar and Nick All-Star Brawl. Wow, isn't that crazy how I can now make a comparison to something that's not Super Smash Bros.? And also, Mechagodzilla would be totally a skin since we already know that skins are confirmed. And I'm sure there are probably more options, but I'm not too familiar with the MonsterVerse. I just watched some of the movies when I was younger. Oh, and the toys were fire. And honorable mentions go to that one dude in Wacky Races who looks like Waluigi simply because I enjoy chaos, Beast Boy from Teen Titans, and Free Willy because it's just a literal whale. Thanks for watching.